Good afternoon, one and all. Dear students, we already discussed about the why do we fall in lesson. So, what is the meaning of health and what are the good health we can be maintenance? What are the practices we can be do that one? So, what is the meaning of the chronic diseases? Is it all this we can be discuss about that one? So, in this session we can be discuss about the exercise part. Under that one, the question bank we can be study about to that one. So first question is, state any two conditions for good health. So here first you can be write about the health. So health means it is a state of being well enough function, well physically, mentally and socially. Then it can be called as a health. Is it? So health means it is a state of well enough function of the physically, mentally and socially is part of health. So is when therefore, good health means one should be diseases free. Then secondly, there should be social equality and harmony which are essential for the individual health, particularly for the social and mental health. Next, second question. State any two conditions essential for being free of diseases. The conditions essential for the being free of diseases is, so if you do not have any diseases come to our class means what are the precautions to be taken? So first of all, we might have a from specific and particular cause of discomfort or diseases. So we should always have a from the particular causes or specific way of discomfort or diseases for which personal and also public willingness is also very important for the good physical development is also necessary. This is the first condition. The second condition is proper and sufficient food necessary for the functioning of all the cells and tissue of the body should be consumed. It can be taken on the proper and sufficient food necessary for the functioning of all the cells and tissues that can be consumed. Next, third question here. List any three reasons why you would think that you are sick and go to see a doctor. If only one of these symptoms were present, would you still go to the doctor? Why or not? So those common symptoms means we have to like headache, cough, or loose motion means see any symptoms we recommend to the consultant doctor, because whatever you have to these symptoms are there. But single symptom is also sign of the diseases. So on delay it may lead to serious illness. For example, headache may be meningitis. So headache means it is the meningitis. It will be headache. So means cough or loose motion is one of the area, or sometimes it should be the asthma diseases. So next question, which of the following case do you think the long-term effect on your health are likely to be most unpleasant? If you get jaundice, if you get lice, if you get acne. So here in this case, jaundice is one of the main problem we can see into that one, is it? So the long-term effect of our health likely to be most unpleasant if you are affected by the jaundice. So because here jaundice is called as the chronic diseases. It is not a short term, it is the long term diseases and takes long time to develop. So moreover, jaundice affects the whole body and it takes a long time to be healthy. Next, the third question. Why are we normally advised to take bland and nourishing food when we are sick? So maybe when we are not good for health, so then what happens? We have the diseases should be attacked us. So infectious diseases shows a lack of success of the immune system of the body. So when the disease should attack our body, so we have the lack of success of the immune system of the body, because our immune system should be the accept for the functioning of the immune system properly. We can take the nourishment and also easily digestible food. So when we can take on the bland and nourishing food when we are sick. Next question. What are the different means by which infectious diseases spread? So we already discussed in the lesson also. So in infecting causes, microbial travel from patient to the person through maybe air, water, sexual contact and animals. So air means sneezing or coughing, since whatever physical body droplets are thrown, which they reach another person through the air. Maybe sometimes common cold, pneumonia. So these are some examples we can be into the airborne diseases. So next one is waterborne diseases, means if you take the contaminated water carries through the disease causing microbes which can affect the infection also usage. Maybe diseases such as the cholera is one of the examples of that one. So some diseases which can be occurred from the sexual contact also. So diseases such as syphilis or AIDS are the sexual contact from one person to other person. So sometimes it should be also transmitted to the animals. So these are intermediate of it can be called as the vectors. Other words, it can be called as the vectors. So these transmitted diseases can be patient to the host. For example, mosquitoes from the Anopheles mosquito which can be called as the malaria. Next, third question. What precaution could you take in your school to reduce the incidence of infectious diseases? So what are the precautions can be taken? So first one is preventing overcrowding of the classes. So then second one is providing safe drinking water. Then third one is cleanliness in the school premises and also in the classroom. So next one is using handkerchief or towel which can be sneezing or coughing. So maintaining the toilets clean, not to allow water to the stagnant in school or around the school to avoid the mosquito plague. So these are some precautionary steps we can be taken in the school premises. One is overcrowding, avoid overcrowding, safe drinking water. So cleanliness in the school premises, use handkerchief, maintaining toilet clean. Then do not allow the stagnant water in the school. So then we can get the vaccinated whenever programs are organized for the inoculation against various diseases are conducted. So not eating food exposed to the flies and mosquitoes. So these are the some precautions we can take in the schools. Next question is, what is immunization? So immunization means it is the introduction of the mild type of the infection or microbes. Means killed infectious microbes into our body by the vaccination or by other means to activate the immune system against the particular infection is called immunization. It means introduction of the mild type means it can be killed form of the killed infectious microbes can be introduced in our body. That is, it can be called as the vaccination. By other means, it can be called as the activate our immune system against particular infection. That is, it can be called as the immunization. Next one is, what are the immunization programs available at the nearest health center in our locality? Which are of the major health problems? So, immunization program is it can be included today after the various injections can be taken. So maybe BCG means it is to the against to the tuberculosis, polio drops against the polio, again chickenpox vaccination, hepatitis. These are the some vaccination can be taken. Next one is DPT or it can be called as diphtheria or pertussis or whooping cough and tetanus. So these are the some injection can be taken in the when we have the child, is it? So major problems we can take under this injection is hepatitis, chickenpox, TB and tetanus diseases we can take under this type of the immunization or vaccination. So next question, how many times did you fall within the last 1 year? What was the illness? Think of one change could be made in your attitude in order to avoid any or most of the above. So we may fall in for the 2 to 3 times in a year. The common illness include common cold. One change we could be making in our habit in order to avoid the above illness is that we take the proper diet, vitamin C and avoid the too cold. So we have the problem of the common cold for the 2 to 3 times in a year means whatever we can be taken on the food the habit is there, it can be changed in that one, and also we can be taken on the vitamins C rich food we can be taken to that one, especially citrus food we can be taken to that one. Think of one change to be which you are surrounding, avoid any of or most of the above. So in order to avoid illness, we must always try to maintain the cleanliness in the our surroundings. So cleanliness is one of the most important tool we can be save our health. Next, second question. A doctor, nurse or health worker is exposed to more sick people other than the community. So usually it is true. Is it find out how he or she avoid getting sick herself or himself. A doctor, nurse or health worker when exposed to the sick people, so they keep their nose and mouth covered. So they always keep their nose and mouth should be covered to take care of the hygiene. So they will take care of the cleanliness is the first preference. Then frequently they should wash their hands with soap before drinking water or eating any type of the food. And also use of the mask, gloves, so to avoid the direct contact with the person suffering from the infectious diseases. So next question. Conduct a survey in your neighborhood to find out what is the 3 most common diseases or suggest 3 steps that could be taken in your local authorities to bring down the incidence of these. This is one of the survey they can give to us. So for example here in our surrounding is we have so various diseases means commonly we can see the malaria, typhoid, cough and cold. So malaria is also one of the diseases which can be caused through the cleaning surrounding. So to avoid that means we can be whatever we have to the health. So that should help clean our surrounding, control mosquito breeding. So for typhoid we can be always used to avoid that means we can be clean drinking water. So cough and cold avoid means we have the strong immunization. So next question. A baby is not able to tell his or her caretakers that she is sick. What would be the find out the baby is sick? So baby means they will not tell about the anyone. So we have to see the symptoms of the baby means the symptoms like a body temperature is high or it should be the fever, cough, cold, sometimes it should be the dehydration, non-stopping crying. So these are the improper or no food should be taken. So then we can be determined that the baby should be have a sick. So these are the some diseases or some of the symptoms or signs. So that should be indicated the baby should be sick. Maybe temperature, fever, cough, cold, dehydration, non-stop crying. So these are the some of the problems will be faced. Next question is what would be help us to find out what is the sickness? The symptoms should be able to find out the sickness of the baby is. So under which following condition person most likely to fall sick? So when she is recovering from malaria, when she was recovered from the malaria, is taking care of someone suffering from chickenpox. When she is on the 4-day fast after recovering from malaria and is taking care of someone suffering from chickenpox. So what is the most dangerous in these 3 cases? So when she is recovering from malaria. So secondly, she was recovered from malaria and is taking care of someone suffering from the chickenpox. Then she is 4-day fast after recovering from malaria and is taking someone suffering from chickenpox. So here, a person is most likely fall sick when she is 4-day fast after recovering from the malaria and taking care of someone suffering from the chickenpox. So whatever caretaker is also attacked from these diseases, then easily she will be attacked from the again she will be forward to the malaria. So because the person is not taking proper nutrition there, which is required for proper health and also health of the body. Our chances getting chickenpox also high as the body immunity is also. So one is caretaker is also health, then only you can avoid the disease of the diseases. So next question, under which of the following condition you are most likely to fall the sick? When you are taking examination, so when you are traveling bus and train in 2 days, when you are friend is suffering from the disease. The most condition is option C because when our friend is suffering from the disease as an infectious disease, so hence we can be avoid to that diseases means. So we cannot be avoid the suffering from the measles. So we can be avoid contact to that one. So some more questions we can be discussed about in this session is. So here objective type question. First question is which one of the following is an infectious diseases? Diphtheria, diabetes, hypertension, cancer. The correct answer is diphtheria. So these are the not infectious diseases. Diabetes, hypertension, cancer is the not infectious diseases. So next one is elephantiasis disease can have short-term effect on our health. no effect on our health, long-term effect on our health, sometimes bad effect on our health. So elephantiasis means, so these are the some regions you can be seen in the maybe Mangalore side or UP, then you can be seen in the Uttar Kannada, that type of the we can be seen in the this type of the diseases. So especially the legs should be like a elephant, right? So hence it is one of the long-term effect on our health. You can be telling with the. So next one is Ascaris worm live in each part of human body: kidney, liver, small intestine, large intestine. So Ascaris worm is one of the parasite which can be live in the small intestine. So next question: microbes which enter the body through nose most likely affect. So then the disease should be through the nose, means which can be affected by the directly lungs. So maybe asthma disease, whooping cough, like that it can be also the. Next question: which is the following is a viral infection? Diphtheria, influenza, cholera, typhoid. So viral infection means influenza. So that is one of the example of the viral infection. So next, fill in the blanks. Impairment of the functioning of the body system is called diseases. Impairment, it means it is not good functioning, means diseases. So TB is the one of the bacterial diseases. Disease that can be transmitted from one individual to another is called communicable, or can be called as the infectious diseases. Next one: the bad odor associated with unwashed bodies is caused by, so it should be caused by bacteria. An animal that spread the disease is called vector. So which should be maybe caused from the mosquitoes or sometimes animals. So that they will spread the disease, means it can be part of the vectors. Next short questions here. Name any two group of the organism from which antibiotics will be extracted. So generally it can be extracted from the bacteria along to the fungi. The two group of microorganisms can be extracted with the antibiotics, means can be taken on the one is bacteria, another one is the fungi. Next one is, what is meant by acute diseases? So acute means it is the short duration diseases and last only for a very short period of time. That is, we can call it the acute diseases. Example, we can call it the common cold. So what is the purpose of vaccination? Why we can take the vaccination? Because it is induced the production of the specific antibiotics to confer the immunity against subsequent infection. So it should be the build our immunity should be very strong when we take the vaccination. Hence it can be introduce the production of the specific antibiotic to confer the immunity against subsequent infection. Many vaccines form the public health program of the childhood immunization for the preventing infectious disease, namely to such diseases. So in the case of the 3 months or 6 months, we can be taken the various immunization programs. We can be taken. So what are the one is we can be taken the vaccines against measles. Another one is the BCG injection. We can have vaccination against the tuberculosis. So these are the two diseases we can be taken. Majority of the children in many parts of India are already immune of the hepatitis A by a time they are 5 years old. Because this is the hepatitis A is the one of the viral diseases which can be passes through the or causes through the water. Hence to avoid that one, so we can be due to the immunity to the hepatitis A by the time of they will be 5 years old. Next, another question. Name any two diseases caused by the protozoans. What are their causal organisms? So one is sleeping sickness is caused by the trypanosoma, malaria is caused by the plasmodium, cholera is caused by the leishmania. These are the some of the disease which can be caused by the protozoans. Next question: which bacterium causes peptic ulcer? So you already have heard about ulcer, is it? The peptic ulcer is also caused by the name is bacterial name is Helicobacter pylori. So what is the name of that? Helicobacter pylori. So who discovered the pathogen for the first time is Marshall and Warren discovered the pathogen for the peptic ulcer. These are the scientist name Marshall and Warren. Next third question again. What is the meaning of the antibiotic means? Antibiotic is one of the chemical substance that kills bacteria secreted by the microorganism which is the pathogens. Maybe example should be penicillin or streptomycin. These are some of the examples we can take from the antibiotics. Either it should be extracted from the bacteria or it should be the fungi. Name any 4 diseases transmitted through vectors. So the disease which are transmitted through vectors means malaria is caused by the Plasmodium, dengue means mosquitoes, again Kala Azar and plague. So these are the some diseases which can be caused by the vectors. Next one, list any 4 essential factors that must be taken individual for the keeping good health. So one is already balanced diet. It is very good for the fun, and also disease-free environment, proper sanitation, mental and social stability. These are the 4 essential factors for the individual for the keeping good health. Next question. Name the causal organism of the diarrhea. What are the symptoms of it? How it will be the prepared oral rehydration solution. So diarrhea means it is one of the disease which can be caused by the bacteria such as, that name is, it can be called as the Escherichia coli and Salmonella typhi. So some viruses or sometimes it should be the protozoans. So what are the symptoms you can be observed? That one means frequent diarrhea. So frequent diarrhea means we can move to the loose motion which can lead to the sometimes dehydration. So whatever our body part have water taken, that should be also completely dehydrated. So dehydration means loss of water from the body which will make patient dangerously ill in very short. So dehydration is it is a process of the loss of water from the body which will make patient should be the very dangerously should be becoming ill in the very short time. Why can we take on the oral rehydration? Rehydration is again we can take on the solution is simple and inexpensive solution. Inexpensive means it is not much of the cost. It can be prepared by adding sugar and small amount of the salt in water. It can be rapidly rehydrate the patient. So when we take out this oral solution means again the patient should be the prevent to the this type of the dehydration prevent to that one. Next second question. A doctor, nurse or health worker is exposed to the more sick people are than the community. So we already discussed about this question also. So observing the personal hygiene rules, maybe personal cleanliness, wash our hands, antiseptic like Dettol or Salvan. So after equipment class of dishes. So next, using mask to cover the mouth or nose to avoid the infection to the ear like droplet to the during sneezing or coughing of the patient. Then also you can avoid that one. Avoid direct physical contact, use any hand gloves, not involving any sexual contact with the sick people. Avoid sharing of the food items or water used by the patient, keeping the surroundings clean. So eating sufficient and nourishing food to improve the immune system. Undergoing the immunization right? So these are the some of the precautions who should be the line in the working in the hospitals or clinics so that people can be able to. Next question. Give an account of the malaria, giving its causative agents, symptoms and control measures. So malaria is one of the protozoal disease which is caused by the Plasmodium vivax. So it is spread by the female Anopheles mosquitoes. The symptoms of the malaria is high fever with a specific pattern of the cold, hot or sweating stage. So one is high fever, it should be hot and sweating stage. So secondly, severe body ache like a muscular pain. So another symptom is muscular pain. So what are the precautionary measures you can take? Using always insect repellent and mosquito net, covering open drain with a kerosene oil. So in case it can be drain is there, it can be added to the kerosene oil. So using prescribed dose quinine to the control malaria. So quinine is one of the injection which can be taken for the control of the malaria. So next again, what are the different means by which infectious disease means? Air, water, sexual contact, and animals we already study about that one. So next question. What precaution will you take in your school toilet, not allow the water stagnant in the school, and also to get vaccinated when the programs are organized in the school for the inoculation against various diseases, and also not eating the out food items, maybe flies and mosquitoes, etc. So these are the some questionnaires area we can be discussable to here. So thank you and all.